Imagine an untainted vast space. Doubts and common sense all resist magic. Make the resistance 0 and erase the burden on the magical power. Inside my head was the image of a vast space. It was a nighttime world where I floated in the air and the neon stars over the ground sparkled. A world where the stars that should have covered the sky were wiped away by the light from below that covered the ground. The world of a vast night sky with no obstructions. I imagined the wind blowing through at will. At that time, in a room where there shouldn't have been any wind, a free nighttime wind kicked up in a cyclone. The long-forgotten sensation raced through my entire body. It was the unique feeling of exultation that comes from using magic. Mammon's stake, which I held out in my hand, gradually began to make me feel a pale light. A twisting cyclone with the stake at the center. The hefty stake floated a bit into the air.
見事だよ。ブランクは君から才能を奪わなかったね。
さあさあ、おいでなさい。罪を許しなさい。煉獄の七悔の一つ、強欲のマモン。その姿を私に見せなさい。
After I raised my hands bit by bit, lifting them higher than my head, as though it was being attracted upwards, Mammon's stake once again floated up high into the air, and gradually began to shake. That shaking began to go faster and faster, and it burst. At a speed faster than the eye could follow, it flew around, violently rebounding off the walls of the room. The terrible sound of it dancing around threatened to make me flinch. However, I must not lose my mental concentration. Then, the stake, which had been flying around at incredible speed, finally stopped and faced me. It was in the air, just a few centimeters away from my forehead, and held back by the defensive barrier created by the scorpion charm. It had tried to break the defensive barrier, eating into it with an incredible power, but Maria One-chan's barrier wouldn't be broken so easily. The stake muttered hatefully. It is probably safe to say that the scorpion charm saved me. Without that, my attempt at killing time until I got sleepy would have killed my time for all eternity. When Mammon's stake realized that it was unable to gouge me, it gave up and grew docile, changing its form from that of a stake into a human. It just did that? Is she, what is happening? Because now this shit's happening in what is supposed to be the modern day. Is this just a big daydream? Is she seeing things while she's, reading this book? What's going on here? In that same old outfit that I'd never be able to walk around outside in. Although you could say it suited her in a demonic sort of way.
Ange 様なの？随分とみすぼらしい魔力だけど、本当にAnge 様？
お久しぶりね、マモン。元気にしてた？
てっきり、もうお役御免の家具は何度で朽ち果てるだけだと思ってました。それで、これはどういう余興で？まさか、私の所有者がAnge様とでもおっしゃるつもりで？うん。Angeが君の主人だよ。マリア教。これはお見苦しいところ。先ほどの結界はマリア教の。うん。今のAngeじゃ、ひょっとしたら君にご符を貸したの。はあ、マリア教に私の主人がAnge様だと言われたんじゃ、断りようもありません。Ange様、何なりとご命令を。私が必要とされるということは、新しい儀式を、新しい生贄を、もっとも私を使いこなし、自らの手を汚す程度の覚悟が終わりならの話ですが。
その役割は私はもう求めてないわ。昔同様にただ話し相手になってくれるだけで十分よ。
ええ、それがお望みでしたら家具は 使われてこそ家具。お呼び出しいただいただけで光栄ですとも。
Yeah, sure, you definitely sound like you feel that way.
エンジ様。
Memon had a slightly complicated smile on her face. She accepted her new master because Maria had told her to. But it looked like she hadn't gotten over her discontent at working with Ange with her frail magical power. Perhaps she had some other reason for hating Ange, I'm sure. For now, it seemed that she couldn't disobey, even if she wasn't happy about it.
それで私は何をすれば？
わからない。適当に賑やかにしてくれればいいわ。昔みたいに。
お言葉ですが、多分エンジ様がおっしゃる賑やかさとは私たち姉妹の騒ぎのことだと思います。私一人では難しいかと。お忘れで？
そうだね。七姉妹はみんなが揃うと本当に賑やかだったもんね。でも今のエンジェの魔力じゃマモンを呼び出すのが精一杯だと思う。他の6人の悔いも紛失してる。
恐れながらマリア卿、私の悔いを経由し七姉妹に語りかけ呼び出すことは不可能ではないかと。
Oh?
私を刺激されるのでしたらその程度の力はエンジェ様にはお持ちいただきたいところですが。
Apparently, she wanted me to summon the other sisters without a vessel. I see. Since she's unable to satisfy herself with being summoned alone, she's asking for the other sisters to be summoned as well. I get it. Greed. Yes, she was like this back then, wasn't she? To furniture, the times during which they are used are bliss. No matter how badly they are exploited, being used as furniture is joy. On the contrary, regardless how nice you are to them, not being given a job is more painful than anything in their eyes. Mammon spoke in a challenging way, but she wanted me to summon the other sisters somehow and rescue them from the world of nothingness. If that's the case, all she's gotta do is say so. These demon people can never just say what they mean.
エンジェ、無理しないで。マモンを呼び出せただけでリハビリには十分だよ。
あら、一人だけでリハビリになっちゃうの？どうせ暇つぶしよ。いいわ、マモン。乗りかかった船だわ。呼べるところまで呼んであげる。
本当に？さすがエンジェ様。さあさあ、早く早く。
Apparently, even though she'd ask, Mammon hadn't really expected Ange to do this. She hopped around, badgering Ange to summon the other sisters. Summoning Mammon alone consumed a considerable amount of physical and magical power. Probably pretty tough to do 6 more. I'm awed by the magical power of those who can summon sisters like this at will with a snap of their fingers, and who therefore reach the level where they can be called witches.
マモン、エンジェに無理をさせないで。
Maria being the voice of reason, love to see it.
エンジェはまだ本調子じゃないから。
エンジェ様はみんなを召喚してくれるって言いました。
I was promised everyone, goddammit. Actually, I only said I'd call as many as I could. I guess that's greed for you.
無理しないで、エンジェ。もう今日は休んだ方がいい。君は十分疲れてるよ。
いいわよ。どうせ暇つぶし。ばったり寝込めるくらいに疲れさせてもらうわ。
This time there's no vessel. I'll have to strengthen the image from my knowledge of the grimoire and materialize them with just that. I held my hands out into the air, replaying in my head the sensation from when I'd summoned Mammon. I'm acquainted with all of the 7 sisters, right? I've got to remember that time long ago when I talked with them. Once again, the power of magic began to fill me up. Hot. It let off a faint and yet distinct pale light from both of my hands. Whoa.
エンジェ様、しっかりしっかり頑張ってねえマリア卿、エンジェ様は必ずみんなを呼び出してくださいますよね。また7姉妹は再会できますよね。ね。
うん、きっとね。でもそれが今夜という保証はないよ。
エンジェ様ならできますって。エンジェ様、お願い。末っ子のアスモから。
アスモデウス、7女。 わかった。末っ子から順番に呼ぶわ。
Interesting. This rain of hot sweat dripped down from my forehead. This really is going to be one hell of a burden to carry. The pale light in the space began to slowly form into the outline of a girl.
さあさあ、おいでなさい。煉獄の七杭が一つ。色欲のアスモデウス。
There was no vessel. However, as I held a strong conviction that she definitely did exist there as a core, her form began to crystallize. Her outline became distinct, and the form of the youngest of the seven sisters, Asmodeus, was finally created.
色欲のアスモデウス、ここに。私は生きてるの。アスモ、よかった。マモン姉さん、ここは一体。私を呼び出したのは誰なの？
エンジェ様が私たちをみんな蘇らせてくれるって。
No, I didn't.
エンジェ様、ありがとう。次はベルゼをお願いします。
ベルゼブブ六女。暴食のベルゼブブ。さあさあ、おいでなさい。
At this rate, I wonder how many I'll be able to summon. If I can't focus, this is probably it. Pale light made an outline and formed into Beelzebub.
暴食のベルゼブブ、ここに。ベルゼー、エンジェ様、すごいすごい。
Mammon and Asmodeus jumped onto Beelzebub, celebrating their reunion. I'd summoned 3 people at once. My head was throbbing. Gotta summon the next one without stopping for a break.
さあさあ、煉獄の七杭が一つ。怠惰のベルフェゴール。
Belphegor?
怠惰のベルフェ
Hell
ゴール、
yeah.
ここに。なんと私。ベルフェネーお腹すいたじゃなくて、また会えて嬉しい。
また七姉妹みんなが再会できる。エンジェ様、本当にありがとうございます。
この調子で次はサタンだよ。ベビアネーもルシネーも。
ええ、分かってるわ。だからお願い。あまりうるさくしない。4人同士は結構きつい。
エンジェ、もうそれ以上無理をし。これだけ久しぶりなのによく4人も召喚できたよ。
Oh no, don't tell Ange what to do.
よせ、マモン。今のエンジェ様には我らの召喚は負担をし。エンジェ様、どうかご無理をな
Oh
されま
hell
せ
yeah,
ん。
I'm gonna go Belphegor. Voice of reason.
私は嫌。エンジ様は約束したもん。また私たちみんなと遊んでくれるって。
No,
ねえ、エンジ様、みんなとまた会えるって。すぐに会えるって約束した。
そうね、約束したわ。すぐにがいつのこととは約束しなかったけど。
だから守って。じゃないと私は今日までそれを忘れていたエンジェ様を許さない。
さあさあ、煉獄の七杭が一つ。憤怒のサ
my
タン。
mind's getting hazy. But I'll call. Even though I'd forgotten about those days. Even though I've never thought of that time as anything but sad and lonely. Because the short time I spent with them was fun without a doubt.
憤怒のサタン、ここに。
何やってるのよ、あんたたち。私たちが井戸端会議をするだけでどれだけエンジェ様に負担をかけてるか分かってんの？
Satan, who had apparently figured out the situation immediately after being summoned, cried out in a loud voice, telling her sisters off. That loud voice made my consciousness hazy again.
私たちはベアトリーチェ様より休むことを許された役目を終えた家具なのよ。再びお役に立てる機会を賜るどころか新しい主人の負担になるなんて そんなの書くの直れ。早く姿を消しなさい。
サタン姉の言う通りだ。姿を消す。お前たちも姿を消せ。それがこの瞬間一番エンジェ様のお役に立てる。
私は嫌よ。みんなを呼び出してもらえるまでは嫌。
私も嫌。お腹すいた。
Shut up.
じゃなくて、やっと再会したばかりなのにもう帰るなんて嫌。
わがまま言ってんじゃないわよ。ほら、とっとと姿を消す。ほらアスモ、さっさと消えなさい。
サタン姉さんがいじめた。いつも末っ子からなんてずるい。
Meanwhile, I just said, God, shut the fuck up.
実に賑やかね。退屈しない。
もう十分。今のエンジェには限界を超えてる。
そう。
With 5 of them summoned, and messing around as they pleased, the load was far too heavy for me, with the meager magical power I had at the moment. This is it. As my consciousness went hazy, I fell over into bed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is all like some kind of dream or delusion or whatnot. But apparently, whatever the whatever the stakes are representative of, Jesus. Apparently they have a connection to Ange when she was younger. So they said she didn't get to spend very much time with them, but she had a moment with them and it was like a good time or whatever. I don't remember the specifics. But there's a connection there, and God knows I don't know what it is. It seemed that the sisters were still squabbling together as much as they liked. For a way to kill time until drowsiness comes to get me. This is enough. Feeling something warm and nostalgic in the sisters' liveliness, I sank into a world of deep sleep. Alright, let's go. At the entrance to my dream world, I felt Maria One-chan. And Sakataro was waiting to receive me.
お疲れ様。そして頑張ったね。ウリュウ、おかえり、エンジェ。
Welcome back, huh? I should respond like this. I'm home. Interesting. Interesting. That's right. Just once in the past I underwent training in order to step into the world of witches. I accepted that the only power that could save me from those sad, painful days at St. Lucia Academy was the thing called magic, and I received Maria's introduction to the basics.
広大な空間を峠のドライブインから麓を見下ろした時の風景。こう
I projected that scene from a memory into my mental world. Normal girls get over their fascination with magical girls when they leave elementary school. So seriously training to use magic at this age was embarrassing even for me. But even that embarrassed feeling felt pleasant to me now. Right then I was learning mental concentration from Maria One-chan in order to use magic. But it wasn't going very well. It was about as hopeless as teaching a person to wiggle their ears by showing them. Seems that you need to imagine a vast space to gain the mental concentration for magic. So I remember the time from my younger days when my family had gone on a small vacation. When I had looked down toward the base from a viewing platform at a rest stop on a peak. And I tried painting the scene in my mental world.
まだまだ狭い。もっともっと広い空間をイメージして。そしてエンジェだけの新象世界を作り上げるの。まだまだイメージが霞んでる。 空気に温度もないし風もない、匂いもない。まだまだ世界が
And
希
just
薄。
vivid with it.
それらは後でもいいから、今はとにかくもっと広い世界をイメージして。
ウリュウ、どうして広い空間のイメージが必要なの？
Yeah, it sounds like so much work.
人間の体内には生まれながらにして魔法を妨げる毒素があるんだよ。その毒素を浄化しないと魔法はうまく使えないの。そのために有効な方法の一つが広大な空間をイメージすることなんだよ。
さっきは飛行機の窓から見た世界を思い描いたけど、それもダメだったわ。もっと広大な世界なんて見当もつかない。
ならマリアの持つ広大な世界をエンジェにも教えてあげればいいよ。
Oh.
そしたらエンジェにもイメージがしやすくなるんじゃない？ウリュウ、
そうね。私もお姉ちゃんはどんな世界をイメージして魔法を使ってるのか興味があるわ。私もそれを参考にする。
ダメだよ。心象世界は広大で、そして孤独じゃないといけないの。自分以外に一切遮るものがない世界だから、その世界を人に教えたらその世界は
No
孤独では
share.
なくなって
Witches
し
don't
ま
share.
う。だから心象世界は誰にも明かしちゃダメなの。だからエンジェも上手に心象世界を描けたら、それは自分だけの秘密の世界にするんだよ。
ウリュウ、マリアケチンボ。
ありがとう、サク太郎。修行に近道なしってわけだわ。努力してみる。大丈夫、ヒントは十分もらえてるわ。
ウリュウ、エンジェ頑張れ。
Until recently, I thought there was no way something like magic could save me. After all, magic doesn't exist in this world. That kind of thing is supposedly nothing more than an illusion, a delusion, a daydream. However, Mariana-chan showed me that she could fill her own world with happiness using a power that's impossible for me. I used to look down on that happiness as something empty. Because I didn't believe in magic, I also denied everything else, refusing to believe in the happiness that magic gave birth to. But slowly, bit by bit, Maria One-chan's world grew happier. In the past, I disparaged it, thinking it too pitiful to look at, and at times you were correct. But that might have been nothing more than jealousy. I was forced to admit that. And now, this is my first step in my search for happiness. A vast space. A dry wind that could blow without being blocked by anything. Let me feel that wind blowing through my own hair.